The episodes of the Embodiment Talks give you insights in what embodiment is about and the importance of it in societal change. Getting in touch with your body or doing what you do in an embodied way requires practice and repetition. In this episode, I will share an exercise that can help you with that. Welcome to the new episode of the Embodiment Talks. I've asked Prema McKeever, who you probably still remember from the interview in the previous episode, to share an exercise with us, which she was happy to do. I hope you will enjoy this exercise.
So I'd like to share a short guided standing meditation that connects us both to our center, to ourselves, and to the earth. So it's grounding in that way, but also through our connection to the earth, explores our connection to the land, to our ancestors, and to the gifts that have flowed through us from our ancestors and from the land. Yeah. So I invite you to explore this with me, see what you notice. We'll be tuning into our bodies. And so let's begin. So if you're sitting, I'd like to invite you to stand. Standing helps us sense our feet more. And as you stand, finding your feet hip widths apart, maybe a slight bend to your knees, start to sense or feel the connection of your feet to the floor. Letting your feet come flat onto the floor. Perhaps you notice more the toes, the balls of your feet, or more the heels. Just taking a moment to tune in through your actual feet, noticing the sensations of contact with the ground. Knees are bent, your eyes can be opened or closed. And as you become more aware of the sensations of your feet on the floor, this little rocking might start to come into your body. Grounding doesn't mean we have to be still. As you're starting to establish more of your ground, notice as well, is there any movement your body wants to make? There may even be like a stretch that feels good. Maybe some sort of shifting of your weight that your body wants to make. What would feel good as your body comes more in contact with the ground? And following whatever impulse arises, it's the chance to connect with what's actually here. What does your body call out for some more attention to? And then if it's comfortable for your body, I invite you to lean forward, almost as if you were going to touch your toes, and only if it's comfortable. You don't need to do this if it doesn't work for your back. But if it is okay, letting your head just gently fall forward, stretching down, letting your arms hang, the weight of your head. And what would it be like if you let some sound come out with your next couple of exhales? Maybe a bit of a release, a sigh, some gibberish. Just let whatever it may be come forth from your body. Yeah, feeling into that stretch in your hips and down your back. And then I'll invite you to slowly start to roll back up, slowly making your way back up to a full standing. Again, knees slightly bent, letting your hips be over your knees, the weight of your spine centered over your hips. And then your head fully resting upright over your spine. And let's start to notice the boundaries of our body by squeezing maybe your shoulders or your arms, the outside of your legs, just really feeling, oh, this is the boundary of my body. This is where I'm located. And notice if, as you're doing this, feeling into the actual physical boundary, notice whether this feels good, if you like it, you don't like it, whatever it may be. And if possible, see if you can go towards what feels good right now. What actually would feel good? What type of stretch or movement or squeeze? Yeah. And as you're attending to your body in this way, as you're moving or sensing what feels pleasurable, what feels good, I'd also like to invite you to start to place your awareness somewhere in your body that feels a bit more comfortable, a bit more open, maybe a bit more of how you like your body to feel. Doing a gentle scan down your body. What's a place that might feel a bit more like home, a bit more like yourself? The sense of a home base in your body. And once you find that home base, you can maybe rest a hand there on it if you'd like, if it's comfortable, if that place of openness or support feels like it's your hands, you can hold your hands together. And as we do this, let's again start to tune back into our feet and that sense of groundedness by noticing the connection, the contact of your feet with the floor. And once you're noticing that contact of your feet with the floor, I'd like to invite you to imagine, or perhaps sense, or even invite the energetic connection between your feet and the actual earth that is located somewhere beneath you. Even if you're in a 30-story skyscraper, somewhere beneath your feet is the earth. So tuning in, feet to floor, floor to earth. Our connection to the earth is so important. We locate ourselves by the land we live on. And this land, the earth, has supported every one of us unconditionally from the very beginning of time. Food, air, water, all of it has come from the earth. And along with this connection between the earth and our body, sustaining our bodies, there's also a connection to our ancestors through the earth. So for a moment, I invite you to think about the land that you spent most of your time as a child on. Many of us have probably moved from that land, but if you can, think for a moment of that land of your childhood. Maybe it was the land of your ancestors. Maybe your ancestors came from far away, lived in many different places. But just tuning in, the felt sense of the land of your childhood, the grasses, the trees, the smells, the seasons. And now traveling back, not just the land that you grew up on, but bringing into your awareness any of the lands that you know of or have heard of, the land of your ancestors, the land of your parents, your great-grandparents, even great, great, great grandparents. Letting yourself feel or invite in that land into your body right now. We carry within us not only the lineage of our ancestors, but also the land. And sensing what happens in your body as you invite in the land. See if there's any impulse for a movement, a stretch, any way your body wants to respond to that idea of carrying or inviting in the land of our ancestors, the land you grew up on, and the generations before you. And you may even notice through this land that there's support that is available, that there are maybe strengths, resiliencies that may have been brought to you through your ancestors and from that land. Because all of us come through a very, very long line of survivors. Generations who overcame many challenges and difficulties. So there may be a lot of gifts from the land itself and gifts from our ancestors that may be available to us here as well. So if you choose to tune into this possibility, see if again how your body responds. Is there a movement, a gesture, an image that comes? Yeah. And in just a moment here, we're going to start to bring this to a close. But if you care to, just take a look around inside this image or feel around the sensations in your body or imagine what might be here. And just see, is there any message for you today? Anything you'd like to invite in? Or anything you'd like to express? And then with that, taking a deep breath in and coming back to that place in your body that felt earlier like home, just a little bit more open, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more of how you like to feel. And as you take a breath right into this place, this inner home, when you're ready, I invite you to slowly open your eyes and letting your eyes just look around the space that you're in right now, your actual room that you're in. And thank you for this, joining me in this exploration.
Great that you joined me for this exercise for a more embodied life. And as you probably know, repetition is the best teacher, so feel free to repeat this exercise. In the episodes of the Embodiment Talks, you find background information on the exercises. There you can also find more practices, as well as that you can find more on my website or YouTube channel. See for the links to show notes. And before you leave, if you'd like more people to live an embodied life, then don't forget to give the Embodiment Talks a thumbs up or a reference in your favorite podcast app. Thanks for practicing with me, and meet you in the next episode.